Number 3. Avoid field sobriety tests. You've probably seen field sobriety tests on TV, the walk and turn, the one-leg stand, or the horizontal gaze nystagmus. These are all popular field sobriety exercises, but they're misunderstood by the public. Let's take the horizontal gaze nystagmus test for example. This is when an officer holds a pen in front of your eyes and moves it side to side. Many people don't realize what this test is actually meant to do. For example, the horizontal gaze nystagmus test is not testing to see if you can actually follow the pen with your eyes. It's testing to see your eye muscles tracking ability and your ability to follow directions. The cops will tell you to hold your head still and follow the stimuli with your eyes. When someone drinks alcohol, it affects their body just like any other substance would, at a biochemical level. One of the side effects is that when a person holds their eyes out to the side, if they've consumed alcohol, their eye will actually involuntarily twitch. That's actually one of the things that the cop is looking for during the HGN exercise. So there's really no way to beat the field sobriety exercises. On top of that, I've seen instances where police purposely make things more difficult than they need to be, and then they hold it against the driver. For example, cops will sometimes pull that pen just a little too far so that you're forced to move your head, and then they'll hold it against you because you didn't follow directions and you didn't hold your head still. In order to ask you to perform field sobriety exercises, the police officer must have reasonable suspicion of a DUI. This is based on signs of impairment such as the smell of alcoholic beverages, bloodshot watery eyes, an orbital sway, dry mouth, person is confused or slowly moving, and others. The officer will usually say something like, "Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, I smell alcohol in your breath, you were speeding, and I think that you're under the influence of alcohol. I'd like you to do some exercises for me to dispel my suspicion so that I can let you go along your way." Or they may say something like, "I think you're under the influence, and I can make an arrest decision right now based on what I see. Or you can do these exercises for me, and I may change my mind." Don't fall for that. You're not going to perform field sobriety exercises so well that a cop that already thinks you're impaired will just let you go. Even when sober, it's very difficult to perform these exercises properly. When you're impaired, on the side of the road, and nervous as hell, you're not going to perform these very well. When I was a DUI prosecutor in Orange County, I had the pleasure of working with new officers during their DUI training. As part of this training, we conducted what's called a wet lab. We used volunteers from the University of Central Florida. These college students volunteered to basically get drunk for us to varying degrees. Don't worry, we bought them pizza and everyone got a safe ride home. During the wet lab, our job was to have new officers make the call on whether to arrest the individual college student or not based on their performance of field sobriety exercises. Every single college student failed the field sobriety exercises and they were arrested, even the ones that had not had a sip of alcohol. The sober ones could not properly do the one-leg stand or the walk and turn. They were nervous and they did not follow instructions well. The field sobriety exercises are designed to be tough to follow instructions and to perform well. If you have a previous injury or are wearing high heels or flip-flops or you're heavy set, you're not going to do these well. These exercises will not help you. What the cop really wants is for you to perform the field sobriety exercises so that they have more evidence to use against you in the prosecution of the DUI. Something else to really think about when dealing with the DUI or any interaction with law enforcement is that you're on camera. Everything you do during this interaction is on video, and video speaks 1,000 words to the jury or judge. So remember that during the entire interaction. Juries don't usually need to see someone falling over or stumbling over themselves to believe that they are impaired. They just need to see small cues, like maybe you staring off into the distance at odd times or not being able to follow simple instructions. These are all signs of impairment, and a good prosecutor can get a conviction on a DUI at trial using just these simple things. If the jury thinks you look drunk, that may be enough for a conviction unless you have a very savvy defense attorney who can change their minds or explain your behavior. I should know this well. I've tried dozens of DUI cases both as a prosecutor and a defense attorney. The video in these cases is much more important than the officer's testimony because jurors like to decide things using their own eyes rather than listening to a cop tell his version of it. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you found the information to be helpful. As always, nothing I said in this video or in any of my videos creates an attorney-client relationship between myself and whoever's on the other side of this video camera.